critical. In the absence of Mike Conley, who averaged 17 points per game, Clarkson and Ingles must be productive.
Paul George with the miss. Shot clock down to 6. Cross court to Morris. One more to George, and he slams it home. And one of the better stories for the Clippers, inserted as a starter for Ty Lue and the Clippers after game 2 of the previous series. Mitchell launching from deep off the mark, rebounded by Paul George. Royce O'Neal on defense. George steps back and drills it. And he missed the layup.
I would think that's the matchup they attack, because with Kawhi checking Donovan, that means Bogey has a size advantage with Reggie Jackson.
George goes behind his back and now going to bring it out against Derek Favors. They feel they can attack the paint against Favors. Got a good look but couldn't cash. And doing it in space. That's going to get tested here this afternoon. George into the paint, fades away and comes up short. George into the paint, fades away and comes up short. Clarkson over to Ingles. Leonard going to be called for a kick ball. Loose ball came right back to his arms. And Paul George knocks down the jumper. They clear out the side for Paul George, but Gobert loads up on that side of the floor. Beverly with a nice ball fake. Gets it to go off glass. 32 in the second half in that one. Paul George meandering through the paint. Tough shot didn't go. And Clarkson brings it back the other way. Paul George upset that he didn't get a call on that. Into the paint. George again, missing again. Couldn't get the rebound, out of bounds. It'll stay Clipper basketball. Back out to George. 9 on the shot clock. Gets into the paint all the way to the cup for the layup.
Playing with a level of intention, isn't he, Mark?
Yeah. Doc Rivers saying at the time it was one of the toughest cuts that he ever had to make. And then was subsequently claimed by the Jazz and made himself a home in Utah. Paul George looking at home on that 3-ball. Lead is 5. George whips it to Jackson cross court. And Jackson also is on fire in this game early.
The quickness through which he's processing how guys are guarding him.
Paul George has Favors switch on to him, and George makes them pay.
Well, he's cooking tonight.
Yeah. Clippers leading by 10. George for 3. Got it! Paul George having himself a night so far.
Lots of conversation about Giannis Antetokounmpo and the kinds of shots he was taking. He said, if my basketball instincts tell me to take lots of threes, I'm going to do it.
Oh, that jumper is splashy, wet. George with his 12th playoff half of 20 points or more. Sidestep 3, a little bit strong over Mitchell. Back comes Royce O'Neal.
Went from shooting 25% to 36% in one season.
Yeah, he is a tireless worker. Great stuff, Lisa. Batum off the dime. Paul George scoring and finding his teammates. Making Mitchell work in this game. Maria, Jalen, and Jay in the studio going through the highlights for you. George from 3. Halfway down and out. Gobert with the rebound. Paul George, who had 20 in that first half. Over and around Gobert, who took a shot. Paul George, who had 20 in that first half, over and around Gobert, who took a shot. Clippers have numbers of 4 on 3. George puts his head down. Whistle. That's going to be an offensive foul on Paul George. Good defense again by Bogdanovich. Clippers have numbers of 4 on 3. George puts his head down. Whistle. That's going to be an offensive foul on Paul George. Good defense again by Bogdanovich.
Excellent defense by Morris.
Gobert got crossed up and he got the miss. George was looking for the contact and the call won't get it. Got 26. And the Clippers throw it away. Bad pass by Paul George. Went undrafted out of Baylor and played overseas in 3 different countries. Paul George maneuvering his way to the bucket. Back to George, guarded by Bogdanovich. Shot clock down to 5. George, a tough contested 3. Oh! Wet! With the shot clock running out. Mitchell. Looking for a little get back and couldn't find it.
Concentration, can he get another one?
Gobert with the rebound off that miss. The NBA app.
Boy, Ben Simmons was brilliant in the fourth period. Nice play by Paul George. Starting to come easy on the offensive end.
Lead is 13. Ingles on the drive. A little too overzealous defensively on Zubac's part. Mitchell with 28. George stops behind the three-point line and knocks down another one.
Ty says we'll keep it in his hands instead of Reggie Jackson.
Over the top of Gobert and rebounded by Niang. Wins another battle. Inside, Kennard with the steal. They got a 3-on-2. Man, side pocket 3. Kennard got it. Kawhi Leonard checks into the ball game with a little over 9 minutes to go in the final quarter. And George turns it over to O'Neal. Good friends off the court as well. George with a crossover. Inside, off glass! Over the top of Gobert. Spin by Mitchell, elevates inside, left it short. Quickly up to Leonard. Euro step, got it. At some point you determine what's working and maybe you stick with it. Good steal by Clarkson. A little over 6.5 minutes to go. Paul George at the free throw line.
Well, they've made the comparison of Donovan Mitchell to Dwayne Wade. But Donovan's jump shot ahead of where Dwayne Wade was.